Hello, welcome to Joyful Abundance Free Masterclass. I am so glad to be here and to share what I know can be life-changing stuff so that you can feel happier today. So the point of this class, the intent is to get happier and create a more abundant life. I'll say joyful abundance a lot, and not everybody knows what the heck I'm talking about. So when I say joyful, I had a friend who said, Sharon, this is how I think of it. The energy of love with enthusiasm for life. And if you look at that picture of the girl in the field, she's got her arms up. It's like, yes, open and receptive to allow and receive. The very first thing that we did when we came into this world was we took in a breath. You came to allow and receive, and then you exhaled and you gave. As she sits in that field, to me, it's that sense of as we exhale, we give to life, we give to the sunflowers, we give to the plants. Let's see, I'm still working out these slides. You came to be joyfully abundant. Abundance is everything that you desire and want, so that when we take that path of joy, we're going to improve our health. We're going to improve our relationships. Everything is going to be better. I like to think of it as letting in, being this open pipeline, and you let in your well-being and good. So in the first part of this class, I'm going to share how feeling good opens us up to more joyfully and abundantly receive. We'll practice self-hypnosis together and open ourselves up to receive more abundance and joy. And then at the end of the class, I'm going to share my juicy details about my upcoming 6-week online Joyful Abundance course. And if you're here live, I'm going to put in a hat all the names of the people that came live to the classes this week and pick a winner. So stay with me. Take a breath, relax, and be open. Turn off your notifications and other distractions and decide, I'm going to be here. I'm going to allow in the support and the guidance and the love. There's all kinds of different reasons why you might be here. Maybe your joyful abundance that you're going for is you want to let go of pain, or you want to improve your health, or you want to get happier. Or maybe you want less stress. You want to feel more centered and peaceful, or you're looking for that clarity or vision or purpose. Or maybe you want things that are more tangible, like paying off debt, having a more abundance of money, attracting more prosperity and wealth. Maybe you want to have better relationships or allow in more support and help so that life just feels more light and effortless. Or maybe for you, your abundance is accomplishing and achieving your goals and dreams. Like you want to stop procrastinating. You want to write that book. You want to get that business going that you've dreamed of. Or maybe you just want to attract more of what you want. For instance, you want to get paid even better for doing what you enjoy and love. Maybe you want to attract more ideal clients into the business that you have and take it bigger and more expansive. The beautiful deal is I have proven so much of this in my own life, and my clients have proved it out too, because every single one of those things that I just brought up are examples of dreams that came true for clients. And how did they get there? By choosing to feel good, practicing feeling good, even in the face of unwanted conditions. So an example would be Dan. He was one of my first clients. He came to me bedridden with an incurable illness. And by choosing these softer, lighter thoughts, by learning to have that positive focus and choose that destination of feeling good, he changed the very condition of his body. Wow, mind blowing. So that by the time we finished working together, he was off of most of his medications. He had turned around his disease, and he was able to focus on enjoying his life, his friends and family. Or Courtney, when she came to me, she was in a relationship with a husband who was addicted to drugs. She was working as a grocery store clerk. She was struggling as a mom, keeping her family afloat, working 5 jobs just to provide rent and the basics in life. And oh my gosh, just by incrementally changing her mindset and choosing softer, lighter thoughts, she turned things around. She just retired at age 40 from a job as a lawyer's assistant and is sailing around the world with her soulmate and her beautiful daughter. It's incredible. And these are ordinary people just like you. So I hope you open your mind, you allow yourself to receive and think differently. But before we go further, I want to share some of my qualifications. I received a BA from the University of Wisconsin in 1983 in international studies and psychology. I studied for a year with the Omni Hypnosis Training Center. I was a student under Gerald Kine, who has produced, I think, some of the most famous as well as the most celebrated hypnotists today. I took over 300 hours of specialized courses. I was a momentum coach with the Coach's Console for a couple of years, and I helped entrepreneurs with their mindset, because my knowing is mindset is everything. It determines whether you're successful or you're not. And then my own business that I have been passionate about since 2005. I was working with clients, and then I officially started to get paid in 2006. But my real credentials are my own successes. My real credentials are the clients who have proven this out. Because by feeling good more of the time, I let go of a debilitating depression. I had panic attacks, anxiety, social anxiety. I freed myself from allergies and asthma by changing the way I think. Wow, to me, that is mind-blowing. Feeling good can change everything. I released a back problem where it would just completely go out and I couldn't even lift a chair up. I let go of obsessive worry and judgment, those things that make up our life on a daily basis, that when we just change a little bit of our thinking can completely change the course of our lives. And here's the beautiful deal. With the release came so much more fun and freedom to create, to live life, to enjoy it. Some of the things that it led me to was to write children's stories, to perform those children's stories. I took up yoga, something that I thought wasn't possible for me because of my beliefs of being uncoordinated. I learned new things like poi and staff, this flow art, and became a fire performer. Oh my gosh, these are things that, because of my social anxiety, my limiting beliefs, I didn't think would ever be possible. They weren't even in my zone of possibilities. And then, oh, the biggest blessing of all, I created my business that I am so passionate about and love. I feel so blessed that I get to make money supporting and uplifting people and helping them change their lives. But most of us, we have been trained up to think negatively. So I can say, oh, just feel good, be positive. And it sounds so simple, but there's so many different moving components that can support us in feeling good that we're not always aware of. On average, I read, we think 40,000 negative thoughts a day. That's 70–80% of our thoughts. Wow. And this is what I can tell you. I think a lot of negative thoughts. So if you do too, welcome to the human race. You are in good company. It is so normal. So it's not whether you're going to think those negative thoughts, but how long are you going to stay there? And this is the truth. So before we go further, let's bring in that self-hypnosis. I want you to be able to hear the things that I share from a place of openness. But I also want you to feel that sense of freedom that if you don't resonate with something that I offer up, this is your life. You're free to think what you want to think, do what you want to do. So that I suggest that, like a duck, just let any things that don't resonate or feel right to you just beat off you like water off a duck's back. But I ask you to come with a beginner's mind so that, like a dry sponge placed in water, you're thirsty for the ideas and the beliefs that will bless your life, that will improve your health, improve relationships, allow you to feel good more dominantly in your day. So to be open and receptive to receive, so that if I bring up a belief and you want to believe it, be like this dry sponge placed in water, willing to just let it soak in. So let's start with our self-hypnosis technique. All you do is you just take a beautiful deep breath. And as you exhale, all right, let's do that again. We know how to do a sigh. We were all born with that ability to do that. It's universal. Let's do that again. And on the exhale, just close your eyes and imagine every time you exhale, your body settles, drops, relaxes. Open your eyes, take another comfortable breath. And as you exhale, let's imagine a beautiful river of light coming from above, filled with infinite, unconditional love, total acceptance, soaking into every cell of your being. Let's take another comfortable breath. And feel your energy feel lighter, softer, open and receptive to see things differently, if it will bless your life. Open and receptive to let go of any self-righteous or old beliefs that you've thought again and again that just aren't working. It is so much more satisfying and delicious to feel good than to hold on to points of view that bring us pain and suffering and misery. So throughout this, we will keep coming back to the self-hypnosis. So, how can we release the old ways of thinking, the heavy baggage, or the different things that were done to us or said to us, and open up to that abundance, to opening up the pipeline to those softer, lighter thoughts? And to me, and this is what I know, whether you're coming from a Christian perspective, a spiritual perspective, a law of attraction perspective, or you don't have any kind of belief or faith, this can work for you. I come from a belief that it is a benevolent and loving universe, God, that's there to support you. But this is what I know. If you go to that open pipeline of feeling good, that's the place that you're going to access that higher power, that infinite intelligence. Or for you, you might understand it, and that's the place that you're going to access your brilliance and genius and wisdom and life experience. That truly the past is the past. And we don't have to drag it around with us. We don't have to carry it like these heavy suitcases or this heavy backpack. That we can take the wisdom and the clarity, and that's really what we want forward. Could you imagine if you want to feel good, and let's say your destination, instead of feeling good, is I want to get to this other town, Horseshoe Bend, which is a half an hour from my place. And then you plaster the picture of Horseshoe Bend on your car's windshield. You're not going to be able to see the different obstacles or the things that you need to pay attention to along the way. So in order to get to this magical flow state, and that's feeling good, where the pipeline is open, is to make it your destination. So to make feeling good your destination, and to let it be your method to allow in more. And I'm going to get more into this. Open, and then the next step is to open your abundance pipeline by choosing those softer, lighter thoughts. Notice I didn't say, oh, just go to that place of feeling good. Let's go ahead and do the self-hypnosis technique. So again, we can come from that open and receptive state and feel free, like a duck in water, effortless and easy. If I offer up an idea that doesn't resonate, or that you just don't want to believe, it's your right. It's your decision. You have that free will. So to let it beat off you like water off a duck's back. But I ask you, come with a beginner's mind, feel a sense of, even if you know a lot of this, let it soak into you, because that self-hypnosis is talking to that part of you, that subconscious mind that houses the beliefs, those limiting beliefs, those programmings that we learned as a young child, that we learned along the way, the ones that don't serve us and bless our lives. And it's talking to what I call that greater self, that higher self that connects with what you might imagine as the love energy, or that flow state, or God, or infinite intelligence, or that benevolent and loving universe. We want to keep this pipeline open, and how we do that is by letting go of those limiting thoughts and beliefs. So then I'll guide my clients on the next stage, which is to meet your negative thoughts and emotions with gentleness, love, and use them as guidance. So let's do that with a self-hypnosis. Just follow my lead, take that sigh breath. As you exhale, just feel the muscles relax, let go, settle, sink, release. Take another comfortable breath. As you exhale, Imagine that beautiful river of light coming from above, filled with infinite, unconditional love. So total love, total acceptance for you. Take another comfortable breath. And as you exhale, just feel yourself settle. The muscles relaxing, the shoulders dropping, the head feeling more open, soft, peaceful, clear, light. Imagine like a hot air balloon that's untethered. You just untether it, you let it float up so that your energy just feels more light, more open, more receptive to receive, to allow. And just keep breathing, imagining the body settles and relaxes with each exhale. With each inhale, feel a sense of, yes, I am open and receptive to receive guidance, to receive wisdom that resonates, that makes me feel lighter, freer, more optimistic. When we meet what we label as our negative thoughts and emotions with a gentleness, with a softness, with a love, then we can start to use it as our guidance. But if we're running away from it, if we're judging it, then we're not going to be able to show up for it. Think about when a child or maybe a good friend comes to you and they say, I'm scared, I'm afraid. Well, you probably don't say to them, ooh, you're bad. That's wrong. You should hide in a closet and don't come out until you feel better. You probably would say, that's okay. That's okay if you feel scared or afraid. It's okay that you're feeling that angry feeling or judgmental feeling right now. You know what? Welcome to the human race. That's normal to have thoughts. It's normal to have feelings. It's not an indicator that there's something wrong with you. It's not an indicator that there's something wrong outside of you. Take another comfortable breath. And as you exhale, just feel yourself settle, relax, feel light, soft, more comfortable, more peaceful. Isn't it a beautiful gift when you make a mistake and then a friend says to you, that's okay. That's okay. I love you anyway. I think about this one time when one of my friends in college, I dropped one of her wine glasses and it broke. I knew they were special to her. She didn't have a lot of possessions, and she gave me such a gift. She said, that's okay. That's okay. You didn't mean to. I value our friendship more than I value that material object. What a beautiful gift. Could you imagine gifting that to yourself? And the beautiful deal is when we allow ourselves to have feelings, to have thoughts that might feel ugly, then we're able to hear and pay attention to those thoughts so that we can start to give them softer perspectives, guide them in a different direction. And that can be life changing. And the sooner you catch these negative thoughts, the sooner you can give them that relief and that comfort or that information or that new perspective so that you don't build up that kind of negative energy or momentum, and you can turn it around more quickly. But if you're having these thoughts and you think that you're a bad person because of it, or you don't believe that you have the power to change or turn it around, you're going to hide away from them, or you're not going to pay attention or be aware. Your thoughts are going to indicate what your emotions are going to be. So if you have a thought that feels sad or a thought that feels like a feeling of, ah, there's so many things wrong with me, then you're going to feel that feeling of feeling wrong. If you think a thought that makes you feel unhappy, you're going to feel unhappy. If you're going to think a thought that makes you feel afraid, you're going to feel afraid. Here's the beautiful deal. It works better when we feel more soft and open and allowing, because that's where we can access our past wisdom, the wisdom that we learn from our life experiences. Once again, go ahead, take a beautiful breath and feel yourself release, exhale, and feel a willingness. I'm willing to see things differently. I'm willing to do things differently. If it blesses my life, if it makes my life better, if it makes things work better. Take another comfortable breath. And as you exhale, just feel that beautiful river of light flooding the body, bringing a gentleness, a tenderness, a softness, a love. You were born with this guidance, which is your emotions. Just like if you get too close to a hot wood stove, you have that sensation of it gets hotter and more uncomfortable. So it guides you. It guides you away. You back off from it. Or if something is stinky, that's a beautiful guidance to let you know if something is toxic to eat or it's toxic to breathe, so that you do what you can, you back away from it. That's the beautiful guidance of our emotions. It's not saying that something is necessarily wrong. Let's look at the guidance of fear. You're crossing the street, a fast, big moving object comes towards you, and you feel fear. Yay, that's good. You don't want to turn off that guidance. You want it. It gives you the adrenaline you need to follow your guidance, which you've learned from life experience. You know, from life experience, we get out of the way of fast moving objects that are hurtling towards us. That's good wisdom to follow. So that as you take that action, as you follow that guidance, then you can settle and you can let go of the fear, because it's no longer needed. It did its deal. It served you. It's the same thing with a child comes to you feeling afraid of maybe monsters in their closet or under their bed. It doesn't mean it's real. And having that fear is good information so that you can show up for them. If they say, I'm scared, maybe you give them information. Oh, monsters aren't real. There's no monsters in your closet, but let's go check it out. Let's turn on the light and see, so that it can guide you to different perspectives, to information, to see things differently. And again, the sooner you can catch those negative thoughts and feelings, the sooner you show up for them, the more quickly you can turn things around. But so often we feed those negative thoughts. We add more thoughts to it because we go where we're looking towards. For instance, I start to talk about beach memories. Maybe I'm talking about beach memories with a group. And then at first, people aren't focused on beach memories, but as I bring it up, it starts to bring up beach memories and their memories. And pretty soon we're swapping stories. And then maybe it leads us to stories about the ocean, different experiences. Well, that's like the negative thoughts. You start to feel anxious or afraid, and your mind is accommodating. It says, oh, we're going to thoughts that make us feel anxious and afraid. We've got plenty of those. And then you can start to feel it take hold. Let's take another comfortable breath. And as you exhale, feel yourself settle, drop, relax. Let your mind direct to light feelings, soft feelings. Imagine a river of light coming from above, filled with infinite, unconditional love. So, like the sun shining down on a beautiful day where it's just the right temperature, kissing, soaking into your skin, and bringing this comfortable feeling. Imagine this beautiful river of light flooding the chest with a tenderness, a softness. Feel this willingness. Yes, I am open to direct to the love, to direct to softer, lighter thoughts. And opening up your eyes, feel a willingness to let go of old ways of thinking, to open up, to go to softer and lighter thoughts. Just like if you got too close to that hot wood stove, you might jump right back away from it, but you probably incrementally move back. If we're hanging out in feelings of hopelessness or fear, it'll probably be hard to jump up to feelings of joy and playfulness and euphoria. It takes practice, it takes time. And again, we have been trained up to focus in a negative way. Take this seriously. If you just focus on it enough or take it seriously enough, you're going to solve it. Or maybe if I analyze it enough, and you have life experiences that have proven usually analyzation or monkey mind drives you crazy and takes you into the heart of the problem and the way that it could get worse and other problems. Because we want to move towards the solutions and the answers and the lighter, softer feelings. Could you imagine a child comes to you scared, and then you say to the child, well, let's think of other things that can make you feel scared. Let's wallow in those feelings of feeling out of control and scared and awful. And instead, just meeting them with love. It's like, that's okay. That's normal to feel scared, but let's not stay there. Let's see if we can't go to a place that feels lighter and softer. I know for me, I think of different times when I bought something. I bought this one small object as a gift for somebody on Amazon, and it came defective. Anyway, there were all these different hoops that I was supposed to jump through to return it. And it just got to be so crazy. And I felt so out of control and hopeless about the situation. So I started to vent. And when I vented, I felt more movement, more energy. And then from that lighter, softer place, I was able to see, oh my gosh, Sharon, this is an object that was less than $20. Do you want to give up your life and your well-being and your joy? Do you want to give up focusing on projects and things that you really truly want to put your attention towards, or wallow in the mud? It's like, get out of the mud, go take a shower, get into dry clothes, don't stay there. So that's what I did. I let it go. And that felt so good. And from a centered and peaceful place, I was able to figure out how to contact them, to kind of put in my protest and let it go. Because so often we'll take our well-being and we'll focus on self-righteous feelings. Like we'll focus on reasons why we don't feel good that's just completely and totally made up. We don't feel good is because we're focused on things that make us feel lousy. And we have the ability to go to lighter, softer, more peaceful places. It is so worth it to feel good. Take a comfortable breath. And as you exhale, just feel everything settle, relax, let go. Let it be okay if you don't get everything that I'm talking about. Let it be okay that on whatever level you're receiving this, it is perfect and right for you. Why is feeling good so powerful? How can feeling good give you more joyful abundance? And again, when I say more joyful abundance, being happier, healthier, allowing and receiving more of everything that you want. Let's take health, for instance. When we're in a place of fear and anxiety, our bodies shut down. It's in that survival mode. Okay, shut everything down. Danger, danger. We need to focus on this now present situation, like getting out of the way of a fast moving object. It takes away where you want to focus, where you want your body to operate and be at its best. That the body is brilliant in its ability to restore and rejuvenate and heal. That you want to be able to access your brilliance, your genius, your clarity, your wisdom. And when you're in fear and anxiety, that's cut off from you. You can't access it. When you're in a place of hopelessness or depression, it's going to lead you to lack actions. Like instead of going to a place of soothing your fears or anxieties, you turn to alcohol or chocolate or binging on TV to escape your feelings or mindlessly scrolling social media. When we're in alignment, when we're in a place that feels good, it guides us to follow our dreams, to inspired actions. It takes us on a different path. How does feeling good improve our relationships? Not only are we not harshly judging ourselves, but meeting ourselves with love, but then we're able to start to feel those around us and not judge them harshly and see them with love. Take that example of Courtney, who now is sailing around the world as we talk, retired at age 40 in this relationship with her husband's soulmate. When years ago, she was married to an addicted husband. He was addicted to drugs. And you know what? He is a good soul, a beautiful soul. And when she started to make those positive choices of instead of blaming him for life going so wrong, she started to own her own life, no matter what the conditions, so that when he took their house, their rent money and their grocery money and took it and bought drugs instead. Oh my gosh, she made different choices to see things differently. Instead of focused on judging and blaming him, she focused on life working out. She allowed herself to start to see him more softly and differently. And you know what? It didn't lead her to lack choices or actions. It opened her up to receive and allow in from other channels and sources. It allowed her to find those empowering thoughts so that she found her strengths and abilities and gifts and talents, so that she started to focus in a whole different way. And that's the beautiful deal when you start to instead of focus outside of you, but within, and you connect up with that brilliant genius place, things flow, the support comes, the answers come, where you stop believing in limiting beliefs like, well, my drug addicted husband is making everything wrong and holding me back, or because I don't have a college education, I can't make it. Life won't work out for me. And those were all different things that she had going on in her life. And she went from a grocery store clerk without a high school education to a lawyer's assistant. Well, actually, there was another job that she went to, and then she went to a lawyer's assistant. But with those incremental changes, going to those softer, lighter thoughts, she completely changed her life. And these are ordinary people, just like you. So once again, take a beautiful, comfortable breath. And as you exhale, just feel yourself willing. I'm willing to notice my blessings. I'm willing to look at things differently, more softly, to see myself and others from a lighter, softer perspective. That you were meant to change, that you're not doing the same things that you did or learning the same things that you did in kindergarten, that the brain is meant to evolve and change. People change, even if you have them locked up in your mind and stuck in a certain place. Here's the beautiful deal. People will be afraid if they don't hold on to those memories of how people abused or mistreated them, then it's going to happen again. And that's the opposite. When you hang out in the place, when you relive those feelings again and again, you attract more of that misery and suffering in your life. First of all, it's like you're beating up on yourself. You're attracting and reliving it again and again. So that as we let go, as we focus instead on the good people. Oh, I love that friendship. They're so supportive and nurturing. Oh, I love when I show up for myself. And you notice the things that you truly want to focus on. You're going to find that you make more inspired choices, that you don't have to have boundaries, because from that beautiful place, you know when to back away from something, when to move forward, when to say no to something, and when to say yes. Because part of the beautiful journey when you learn to move past those uncomfortable thoughts and show up for them, you learn that just because you have an uncomfortable thought doesn't mean that you shouldn't move ahead on something. I remember when I had the wisdom to start doing yoga, it felt right. But as soon as I felt that wisdom, all kinds of uncomfortable thoughts came up. Oh, well, you're not coordinated. You can't get up that early. That's too early for you. That will be miserable. So instead of backing away or discounting that wisdom, incrementally, I kept showing up for those uncomfortable thoughts. I used my free will to move past them. And I'm so glad I did, because that wisdom completely changed things for me. It took me on a whole different course. It helped me understand the power within to change our thoughts. Because when I first did yoga, what I found when the beautiful yoga teacher, thank you, Kari Weir, I am so appreciative for that gift you gave to me. She would come and correct my body posture and ask me, can you feel that? And in the beginning, I said, no, I can't feel it, because I was trained up from my childhood. And then I continued it through my adult life to ignore my body instead of to pay attention in a kind, nurturing way, and to back off when I needed to back off, and to challenge it when that felt right. And so it took about a year, and I started to feel it by focusing. And that's probably going to happen to a lot of you. Nope, don't feel any difference between thinking a thought that makes me feel miserable and one that makes me feel good, because it takes practice. It takes fine tuning. Once again, let's take a beautiful, comfortable breath. And as you exhale, just feel yourself drop and relax and settle. Feel that beautiful river of light coming from above, flooding the body, relaxing the body. Just bringing this more soft, gentle, nurturing energy. Opening up your eyes. So how can we pre-pave the way for success and prepare ourselves to go to more positive thoughts and perspectives? Well, one of the things that you could do is in the morning to use the self-hypnosis technique that I'm offering up, and to look for reasons in your life to appreciate. Here's the beautiful deal with self-hypnosis and hypnosis. This is what I know. When you don't have the fears and the anxieties, then you're naturally just like a hot air balloon that's untethered. You're going to float up to this higher, more peaceful and joyful energy that it's built in within you. And you can feel that when you don't feel good, it feels wrong. And you're guided to feel good. When you do feel good, it's an all is well feeling. It's like, oh, yeah, this is where I'm supposed to live. This is what feels right. So that it's within you, so that by going to the self-hypnosis, by doing hypnosis recordings, by doing meditation, you can bypass those old patterns of thought and ideas and get there so much more quickly. So that in the morning, try it, show up for yourself, do the self-hypnosis, and then go to appreciation. Take some time to appreciate. And you don't need to force it. It could be as simple as, oh, I feel so appreciative that right now my body feels relaxed and comfortable. Or, this pillow feels so good. Thank you that I have this beautiful pillow to support me. And then let those little thoughts take you to maybe bigger thoughts like, oh, I appreciate that I have a home to live in. All right. There's so much more that I want to share with you, but I have so little time. But I hope that this has been supportive and helpful. I hope that this has opened up your mind even more to meet your negative thoughts with gentleness and kindness. So a couple of things that you might take away from this: to start the day with self-hypnosis, to go to a place of appreciation. Just doing that is going to help you break those old patterns of going to the negative thoughts, because often so many people, they wake up and they start thinking of all the problems that they have to face, or all the things that have gone wrong in their life, or that are wrong in their life right now. So this can be a beautiful way to help override those old patterns of thoughts, and to pay attention as you can throughout the day, and to meet yourself like you might meet a good friend or a child, so that when you notice your negative thoughts, let it be okay. That's okay. That's okay. You're doing the best that you can, giving your knowledge, wisdom, and abilities. That's okay. It's normal to have negative thoughts and emotions. It's just my guidance. And then as you can, show up for it and give it a softer, lighter perspective. So it could be just as simple as when you go to the worst case scenario, it's like, well, that's okay that I feel that. But that just because I think it doesn't mean it's going to happen. And that can be enough to move in a different direction, to take you to another softer, lighter thought, to move you up that emotional guidance scale to a more light and freeing place. All right, so I'm going to skip ahead my slides. I haven't really been following them to tell you about, if you want, you can work with me and take this deeper. And I think you probably get the idea of, there's just so much more. It feels so simple. Just feel good. Just be positive. And there's so many things that can trip us off and take us off course, that we have been trained in a completely opposite way that doesn't serve us. At least most of us have been trained, where somehow we think that being positive is believing in something that we don't believe in. So to give you an example, I've had people say to me, well, why are you being so negative? Because my belief doesn't line up with theirs. For instance, I was on this little mini retreat with some fire performance friends, and they had different ideas about refrigeration and refrigerating food. And they had let a lasagna be left out overnight, but they felt peaceful about eating it. And they had a strong belief that our bodies are strong, they're healthy, that they can handle that. And so when I said, I am not going to eat it, that does not feel right to me. From what I've read about science, it doesn't really back that. And they're like, oh, Sharon, stop being so negative. But if you line up with your beliefs and you feel good about it, you're doing just what you need to do. So that I was able to go to a place where it's like, nope, I totally feel peaceful about my path. So that going to a positive place doesn't mean necessarily, it's like believing, it doesn't mean it at all, believing in something that you don't believe. But if we want to get to a belief like life is always working out for me, and we're not in that place to believe it, but we can feel that belief would serve us, we can get there incrementally by going to positive thoughts of when life did work out for us. Oh, I keep sharing more, and I told you that I wasn't going to. So let's take another comfortable breath. And as you exhale, just feel things settle and relax and drop. All right, opening up your eyes. And now I want to share with you this opportunity that I'm super excited about, because it's taken 3 years in the beta testing process to really make something that I think is going to be super impactful, but yet affordable. Because how I work now is I do my mastery of joy packages for 3, 6 months and a year long. And those still are such a powerful, deep way to go. But in this beautiful, nurturing class, you're going to get so much that can absolutely change the course of your life. Just changing one mindset can change everything. I think of years ago when I changed the belief of how much I could attract in my business. It just blasted things open and totally changed them. And we never ever get it done. We continue to evolve and move forward and grow. So I am super excited to offer up this course. It's starting soon, February 22nd. If you sign up during this period, you're going to get a couple of fast action bonuses. What you get is every week there's going to be a 2-hour joy shop. What I've seen in the beta testing is it is super helpful if you can come to these live, especially if you're going to listen to them more, you're going to show up for them more consistently if you come live. But with that said, what I saw in this last year's program, one of the people that had the most successes of all never ever came to any of the live ones, but she made it a priority. She listened to the hypnosis recordings. She listened to the live joy shops. And the other component of this course is 6 downloadable prosperity hypnosis recordings that you're going to be able to listen to again and again to mine even greater depths and levels of releasing and prosperity and soaking up prosperity thinking. And that's what this woman, who I'm going to call her Julie, did. She listened to her. She was also doing monthly private sessions, but I forget, I think I don't know how many she had. She had to miss, I think 4 months of them because she was moving. But she followed through and did those recordings daily. And wow, did her life change? She saw relationships change, the relationship with her mother, with her brother, with her kids. She saw dreams come true where she didn't know how she was going to, if she could afford to move, and was all kind of confused about what she would do. How would she make it work if she did move? Anyway, she ended up not only being able to afford to move, but being able to get her dream home completely paid for. She got gifted a brand new car. That all these incredible things happened for her because she let go of her limiting thinking incrementally. And we never ever get it done. So there's new levels that she's going to soar to. What I love is people that take these classes come back to them again and again because there's just more that we can go to. So you're going to get a lot in these 2-hour joy shops. If you show up live, you get the chance to be in the love seat, and that is super powerful. But if you don't show up live, oftentimes you can hear better if you're not in the love seat, so that we give real examples in how to apply this into your life and to change it incrementally. And then in those 6 downloadable recordings on top of the hypnosis, that the group hypnosis that you get from the 2-hour joy shops, it's going to override those old ways of thinking. It's going to talk to that subconscious mind so it can delete the old programming, and it can kind of by osmosis soak you in that new way of thinking and different mindset, so that you start to, often people say, I start to hear your voice in my head, but in a good way, so that you start to be able to go to those new abundant thinking more effortlessly and easily and quickly. It's going to be broken up, the joy shops, in 3 modules. The first module, and that's the first 2 weeks, we let go of all the mental junk. And that's where we soak up the prosperity thinking. And for those of you that maybe are struggling with your clarity or vision and purpose, this is going to open it up. It's going to give that to you. And I've seen that again and again and again, that it can be so effortless and easy because it's hard. It's hard to think negatively. It's hard to judge yourself and judge others and focus on all the different things that we think of as going wrong in the world. It zaps our energy. It makes us tired. It weighs us down. So in the second module, and that goes again for 2 weeks. So this is a 2-hour joy shop each week, meeting on the same day. I'm going to help you get happier in the now, because that's all we ever have is the now moment. I'm going to help you become more aware of the prosperity that you have in your life. And that in itself makes you more prosperous. It's life-changing. So often we've been trained up to look at what we don't have. And when we start to look at what we do have, here's the beautiful deal. Not only do we feel better in the now moment, but we are creating a more abundant future because we're going to allow it in. So to give you an example, I think of Cheryl, and you can go to the page about the course and you can listen to testimonials and read testimonials. When she first came, she was looking at a lot of things in a negative way. She was seeing what she didn't have, how far that she still had to go in order to create her dreams. And oh my gosh, this was a joyful woman. So that her natural state was joy. And as I helped her to redirect and guide her to the place of noticing, oh my gosh, you are way more prosperous. Look at how far you have come and what you have achieved. Become aware of the business that you do have and the blessings and prosperity it has brought you, even though it's not financial. Well, from that beautiful space of recognizing the prosperity that she had, not only was she able to relax and breathe more easy, it improved her relationship with her ex. It helped her enjoy the journey more. And then it led her to more inspired action. And so her business is completely changed. Now money is flowing into it. She's on her way to earning what high achievers earn in her company, which is a diamond ring. And all by just incrementally making that choice to feel good. And then the third module, oh my gosh, this is probably one of my favorite ones. So when we get to that point where you have built up these good feelings and you can start to use your energy to focus in on dreaming and envisioning and seeing it already done. This is the place of infinite possibilities where you connect up with what I call that joy energy, God, higher power, infinite intelligence, that beautiful magical space where you are so supported and loved. And this one, I think of Angel. So she took the Joyful Abundance course. It was called something a little bit different, did the beta test a couple of years ago. And she just moved through the first stages so quickly. And she went into this beautiful place where she started to envision in her mind different things. And boom, 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 all this different stuff came true like she envisioned it. It can be so magical. And the beautiful deal is these are going to be recorded. So the videos are recorded on YouTube and you're going to get the link and you can keep going back to them to listen to them again and again. I'm also going to do an audio. The joy shops are going to be segmented so that you can go to the different parts that you want to hear over again and again. Because in the first part, we do the guidance and the teaching. The second part of the joy shop, we practice a tool and I help people overcome their limiting mindset so that you can see it in real life, so that you can hear the examples and apply it into your own life. And then the third part is we do the hypnosis. And that is the most powerful part, because that's where we can let go of those attachments, where I can talk to that part of you, that subconscious mind, where we can delete the old programming and we can go up and tap into your life experience, your wisdom, your knowledge, where we can tap into that infinite intelligence and that higher power. And then the recordings, those foundational hypnosis recordings, you can keep going back to them again and again. You can download them and listen for years to come and take things further. So what you get is you get the 6 weekly 2-hour joy shops. So every week you're going to have the 2-hour joy shop. You'll get 1 email with the replays. I'm going to send out reminders so that attending and coming and remembering to go to the joy shops is easy. And then bonus 1, by acting during this time period, you are going to have a private Facebook group. So the 2-hour joy shops and the prosperity recordings, that value is $1,200. And I've priced this out. I've seen other courses and similar things, and I know it delivers. It gives you payback galore. So this is like, so it's taken me, I'm doing it different ways to figure things out. What I got from people is they don't want to be inundated with emails. So what I like about this private Facebook group just for you guys is that you can pop in and out as you desire and want. So it's not like a email that, oh, I can't ignore it. I have to click it on, and then another thing that I haven't done or figured out. I want this to be a nurturing, effortless, easy, supportive journey. So in this private Facebook group, I'm going to give you daily support. I'm going to either have a special guest or go in there daily, giving you guidance and extra hypnosis meditations that are much shorter. Because what I know is if you have this in the top of your mind, that you're going to have more incredible changes. And I saw that again and again. Those that they just showed up to the 2-hour joy shops, they had some fantastic changes. But the ones that showed up to the joy shops and did the hypnosis recording had way bigger successes. And again, you don't need to come live to the joy shop. And then the ones that added in that they utilized the other resources had an even deeper level of support. So what you're going to get is you're going to get the 2-hour joy shops every week for 6 weeks. You're going to get weekly prosperity hypnosis recording, and they'll be downloadable so that whether or not you listen to just the same one throughout the whole time and you don't get to the other 5, beautiful. And then you're going to have the private Facebook group where you can get your questions answered. You can get uplifted by other people taking this path. There's going to be some special guests to be announced to support you on your journey. And I'm going to do extra tutorials and extra short hypnosis recordings for you. And then the Prosperity Attraction Journal. So the private Facebook group is valued at $333. And you know what? I have, once again, I've looked at comparable things, and that is probably way undervalued. That I have seen a group like what I'm offering valued at much higher, at $1,300 for 8 weeks. So the second bonus is the Prosperity Attraction Journal. And I value that at $33. What you do there is it's an online prosperity attraction journal. And what I've seen is it can be like that technique I was telling you, just getting up in the morning, doing self-hypnosis, going to a place of appreciation. For some people, if they write it down, it works better. So first thing in the morning, you can do it. Maybe it works out better in mid-morning, and you set a timer for like 5 to 10 minutes. And what it does is it helps to train you to think towards the positive, because we are pretty much trained to think towards the negative. Again, 70 to 80% of our thoughts for most people is negative, and that's normal, but we don't want to stay there. We want to turn that ratio around. And so that total value is the 1,200 plus the 333 plus the 33 is close to 1,600 value. So you're getting a lot. And to make it even easier to say yes, I've added in a risk-free guarantee. So if you participate fully, so that means, doing the joy shots, listening to the hypnosis recordings, doing the prosperity attraction journal, showing up in the private Facebook group, your life is going to change. I know it. And if that's not the case for you, which I know it will change in a positive way, I will gladly prorate and give you a refund. So those that pay up front to get another extra bonus, I'll prorate it. And those that do the payment plan, then we'll just stop the payment plan. Because I really want this to be an easy yes for you, that I want to have it so effortless and easy to say yes to this life-changing course. So here's the deal. I'm not charging $1,600. You can do one payment of $697. I know I've done things like that, and I'll often do the PayPal if you have that, where if you pay it off within 6 months, then they don't charge you interest. And if you do the one-time payment of $697, then you're going to get an even better bonus. You're going to get a private session with me, a private prosperity session. But you know what? If you need to have that flow and it just makes way more sense, I've tried to make it affordable. You can do 6 payments of $137. And you see the link below to enroll. You just click on that link and you go to that page, and you can learn more about it, or you can go right to the buy now page, to my products and service page, and you can purchase it. But you have to, in order to get the Facebook, the Prosperity Attraction Journal, and the 60-minute private prosperity session for those that pay up front, you need to act within this time period. And I think, what do I have? I think it ends this Friday, but I'll send that out to you in an email. So go there now, act. Let's see. So again, 6 payments of $137 or one payment of $697, and you get a private prosperity session with a value of $247. Okay, here's some questions that often come up. What if I can't be hypnotized? We all go in and out of hypnosis all the time. You can be hypnotized. It is a myth that we need to have these deep states that are essential for change. I've had clients take their hypnosis recordings and do it while they were cleaning, putting on their makeup, taking a walk, taking a nap with one, waking up during the night and listening to one, getting up early in the morning before they were fully awake and listening to it. You're going in and out of hypnosis all the time, like when you're watching TV or you're reading a book or just engaged in a project and everything just kind of goes away. You're still aware that there's life outside of you, but maybe somebody says something to you and it doesn't really register. You're in that state of hypnosis. It's a natural state. It's this empowering state where we focus on that positive change. And that's what I love about hypnosis. It can fast forward things so much more quickly. And I think I covered, I can't come live to the Joy Shops. You don't need to. That it's going to be every Thursday, 12 p.m. Mountain Time, 11 a.m. Pacific Time, let's see, 1 p.m. Central Time and 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it's a ton of people. I think I attract a lot of introverts because it seems like I have more people that like to do it on their own, more so than show up live to the Joy Shops, but it's all good. You're going to get just as much whether you attend live or not. I'm too busy to fit in everything. Well, are you going to make this a priority? And again, that when you say, yes, I'm going to make this work, I'm going to make this happen. Here's the deal. It's going to save you time in pain and suffering. It's going to free up more of your time to focus in on the things that you desire and want. Like I was sharing before, there's all kinds of different ways to fit in the hypnosis recording. One client, this is what he told me he did. He would listen to it before he went to bed at night. And he said, oh, I just listened till it felt like just the right amount. And then I would pause it. And then I would continue and do it the next night. People have told me all kinds of different things. One woman, she listened to it when she took a bath. And again, don't do anything that's unsafe or dangerous. If it's going to take you into this deep, deep state, don't do it when you're driving or when you're taking a bath or something like that, when that's not going to serve you. But there's all kinds of different ways to make this work. With the prosperity attracting journal, see if you can't just make it habitual, just like you would brushing your teeth. It's like, okay, before I get out of bed, I'm going to take my phone and go to the site and just set the timer and just take 5 to 10 minutes and do the journal. To see if you can't schedule it, and that can make it easier of, okay, this is a priority. I'm going to make this happen. I'm going to fit it in. Because when we make it a priority, when we open up our minds to, yes, I can make this work. And again, I guide people not to have this as a pressure. Every time you do any part of this course, it's a beautiful bonus and it's going to take you in a beautiful direction. But I want big changes for you. I want this to really soak you in a whole different mindset and to really pivot your life. And the Facebook, again, it's only going to be open during that time period, but I'm going to, so we won't be able to have the commentary, but I'm going to keep the group open for a time period after that so that you can have time to download any of the material you want and to have it. Okay, let's see. All right, so I so hope you join me. Oh my gosh, this is going to be a life-changing journey. So what do? You just click on the link, you go to the buy now, and it'll be right there for you. I've got a variety of different programs, but it should be at the top, the Joyful Abundance Prosperity course. You just click it on, and then it'll walk you through everything that you get once you do that and line you up, and you'll start to get email. You'll get an email welcoming you into the program. Let's see. And that shows you what the page looks like for the payment plan. And oh my gosh, if you can't afford to pay up front, so what? This is a beautiful way to go. If somebody really wants to go in the program and they need to work out a payment that's stretched out even more, contact me because I want this to work for you. Yeah, in fact, I've a couple of people, we've already got a nice little group ready to go, and I hope you join us. It's a nice size, intimate group so that if you want to get some personal attention in the joy shops and do the love seats, your chances are in your favor. And you can go to the Joyful Abundance course page, and it's beautiful if you just want to listen to other people that have taken the course, to hear their life experiences, to just make sure, oh my gosh, this is real people. They've changed their life. They've had so many beautiful miracles unfold and happen for them. So go there to learn more details, maybe to reread all the different things that you get. All righty. I hope I have given you some beautiful value, whether you decide to work with me and take things deeper. If it resonates and it feels right to you, do it. Act on that clarity, that guidance, that wisdom. If you want to do this course and the payment plans feels too much, email me and let's make this work for you. I want you to have that more a joyful, abundant life. So thank you, everybody that came live. I will do the drawing and then pick the winner, and I will send that out by email along with the replay. So thanks for showing up. Thank you for those that are listening in. Let's see. Oh, there we go.